Hey YouTube. It's been a little bit since I've uploaded. I'm sorry about that. There's a few reasons related to why I haven't uploaded, and I feel like I'm kind of finally ready to talk about some of it, so that's what this video is going to be about. Just a little bit of a rambling video. So context and pre-warning here. This is not a comfort audio. This is not a character. This is not something that I came up with to please the algorithm. This is just something that I'm uploading because I haven't uploaded here in like 3 months. And I've got a bunch of shit on my chest that I feel like I need to kind of finally state and just get it done with, because yeah, I've had this thought of making this video for a while, and one of the reasons that I haven't is because for a bit I felt like anytime I might talk about this, it would result in me just crying, honestly, not being able to finish the video. So yeah, I just felt like it wasn't, and there was times where I was a little bit more emotional, let's say, so it just would have been unproductive to put all that out there. Nobody wants to see that or hear that, I guess, rather. But so anyways, as I mentioned, I haven't uploaded, so let's address that first. I started uploading stuff to YouTube in the summer of 2022, and voice acting in general is something that I've thought about or had an interest in for like literally since high school, pretty much, so longer than I'd care to admit. And I knew about aspects of it or ways to get into doing it. I had some aspirations for it at other points in my life. Then I got distracted and whatever, right? Never put too much effort into making something out of it. So I finally got to do it, or finally put some more serious effort into it. I think actually it was before the summer, but it was more consistent in the summer. That was just kind of me finally saying, like, let's, I guess I didn't really mention it here, maybe I did, but like I have this sort of, I've been trying to incorporate a little bit of this philosophy in my life where if I'm not going to do something with my thoughts, then I should probably just stop thinking about it. And by that I mean, if I'm not going to, let's say, make this video, or I'm not going to whatever, then why am I spending my time like dwelling on it, putting energy into something that I may or may not actually do or be interested in, right? So, I mean, we're all guilty of that at different times, but yeah, it's an aspect of myself that I don't necessarily enjoy because I get kind of trapped in my own head and my own thoughts, and it's just like kind of pointless. Like, I mean, it's not pointless. So for example, I know this is going to get super rambly. A lot of this stuff has been in my head for like a long time. So the fact that I'm finally like stating it, at least somewhat in some format, things are just going to start like randomly coming out of my mouth. So yeah, I apologize for that in advance. ADD, whatever you want to call it. I find a tangent in my head. I'm just going to like go for it. So I kind of forgot where I was going with that, honestly. But yeah. So uploading. Thoughts about uploading. If you're wondering what the song is, it's tower music from like a social space in a game called Destiny. The first one, if you need to know. And it, for whatever reason, just like holds a special place in my heart. I don't know why. Like a pointlessly nostalgic person, I'll describe myself as. But I don't know, there's just something about those like early days of Destiny and getting back into playing games, and it holds like a special place in my heart, and it probably won't for like that many people, but yeah. Off topic. Let's get back on topic. I appreciated a lot of the feedback that I was getting early on into me putting stuff on this channel, even just getting some experience in voice acting, and trying to improve on it was like really inspiring to me. And I genuinely felt like I wanted to improve. I still do. I don't want to make it sound like, this is just some bygone era that, I'm not going to upload anything more here. This is more just like kind of like giving you an update as to where I've been, how I got here, etc. So, I was uploading on a pretty regular basis. I started in the fall doing this program, or this little bit of a experience where you could get some trade job related experience. I know this is like super off topic, but basically I've been at a point the past little bit where I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next in my life, like longer term, for like a career path type of thing. And I've never really had any like drive, desire, or anything that like stuck out significantly for me over my life that I've been like, yes, this is something that I want to do, and can see myself doing longer term. So I've had this idea in the back of my mind about maybe getting into a trade at some point. So in the fall, I started this program. It was like a free thing I got into. It was a really good opportunity. And it kind of took away some of my time from being able to upload here, because I was just like doing full-time like work through this program and getting experience and some certifications, and it was useful. But I kind of felt in my heart that I just knew it wasn't really for me longer term. And but I was willing to stick it out because, it was just as a sort of a means to an end. And at the time, I was in a relationship with a woman that I'd been with for the better part of like 4.5 years. So I was kind of like thinking with us in mind, moving forward, that I would be able to, I might take something like that just to get some, job stability and to, hopefully, ideally, eventually own a house in this fucking crazy market. So as a quick aside to that, prior to COVID and prior to all this, I met this woman that I would go on to be engaged with after 4-ish years or whatever. We met, we were working together at the time. I was saving up money. We moved in together like after 6 months of us being together, something like that. Maybe a little bit less, but anyways, we moved in together. I moved out of town. We were living together. Things were pretty great. I was saving up money for a house. Those are honestly some of like the best times of my life. And so fast forward a little bit, that place of work let me go without cause. Partially my own fault, some mental health stuff going on at the time. I was a little bit of a insubordinate employee, if you will, I guess. It seems so stupid now, but then COVID happened. Everything shut down. Somehow we managed to stay together throughout all of the majority of COVID and stuff, like with all of the shutdowns. We, obviously leaning heavily more on each other. Then around the time that we were like going to be forced to move from a place we were renting, that I moved in with her, we split up rather abruptly. Long story short, we were split up for like, I don't know, a month or so. And then we got back together. I don't know, it was like maybe like a month and a half or something like that. We got back together, started working on things, and things were actually like pretty good, although there was always like a little bit weirdness in the back of my mind as to like, they're just part of you kind of like, oh, sorry, I peeked the mic there. Part of you kind of just like dies in those situations, right? Like you go to places that you can't fully come back from. And so I never felt super bogged down by that. And I was always willing to put my best foot forward in our relationship. But, yeah, we were together for like a whole majority of another year after that. I won't get into all the stuff, but she was going to leave in March due to some things. One of our biggest fights probably of the 4 years, because we never really fought much, like maybe a handful of times. And then she was going to leave in, I don't know, July or something like that. And then she finally left in October. So, again. So, how does that pertain to this? So, I was in program for this trades thing. I was putting my best foot forward, trying to maybe ideally, find some sort of like more stable career sort of thing, longer term, and keep uploading, keep trying to like, get better at doing the voice acting thing, see what happens with that. And yeah, so that kind of like all went poof all of a sudden, right? Like, not all of it. I finished my program. It didn't like derail my life or anything completely. It wasn't like nothing like that. But it took a little bit to set in. Like, I literally didn't cry for like I think I let myself cry for like a minute, like 30 seconds maybe or something, like the first day or the first like week or something like that. And it wasn't until like, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks after that like everything fully sort of hit me. I think I was still uploading here. Like there was still some posts, some on my other Twitter, some uploads here, trying to keep up with it. And then I think once everything sort of started to hit me, I just like fell off, like disappeared kind of from late October to beginning of December. So some of you will be familiar with that because at the beginning of December, I started a separate account. This one being for like adult content. I'm not going to link it here for obvious reasons, but some of you would have already been familiar with it or would have found me through that or maybe subscribed off of that or whatever. So anyways, long story short, I started uploading or posting to one of the subreddits, GWA, if you're familiar. I won't have to tell you if you're not. If you're over the age of 18, maybe you can find it. But I will not be promoting it here. So that kind of spawned out of me just, again, voice acting being like a longer standing thing. And from being exposed to the community of voice actors in YouTube and otherwise around the summer and after, I found people doing sort of like not safe for work scripts and doing things of that nature. And no offense to them, the males doing it in the space, but I felt sort of like, it's no offense to them. I just felt like I could be doing it as good. I could be doing the same that they're doing, if not better, kind of thing, right? Or alongside them. So that's when I was like, you know what? Randomly, just one day, I was like, screw it. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time. So if I'm not going to do it, I should just stop thinking about it. So I pulled the trigger and uploaded something, and whatever, as they say, sort of the rest is history. Not that I've exploded into anything spectacular, but at any rate, it's exposed me to a whole bunch of different people, a bunch of new people, different types of scripts, different abilities for performances, etc. So, and now that's been kind of rekindling my inspiration for wanting to create voice work, both safe for work and not safe for work. And so that's why this video, or creating this, was lingering in the back of my mind for a bit. Excuse me, sorry. And yeah. Now, I'm kind of at a point where I think the best option for me moving forward will be to balance these two. The YouTube has been neglected, and mostly it's been an experimental sort of playground for myself with the voice stuff. When I do start recording and putting stuff here again in the future, I don't expect that it's not going to be like the same type of thing that I was doing before. But I mean, I still might cover scripts, but there was just aspects to some of the ways that I was doing things that I don't think I will continue to do. Like doing like the little, after I do a script, I would usually talk about like how I felt the performance went and stuff like that. I don't think I'll be doing that moving forward. I might keep some of that just like aside for other stuff. So yeah, I don't even know how long this video is, because it's just been like a long, like ongoing rambling thing. So I'm trying not to like lose too much of traction. Otherwise I might derail my entire talking point as I did earlier. But so where I'm at right now, I've been sick this past like week. It's been super annoying because I was not able to really like upload, because I could, but between at some points being coughing or my nose running all the time, it was just like not going to make for good audio quality at all anyways. So where do I go from here? There's things that I'm working on right now in the background that I am excited about but nervous about. I'm passionate about doing voice acting. Like I literally do want to become better at it. I want to become like not successful in the sense that I make a lot of money from doing it, but I would be honored to be able to be a part of a project that I could actually like. So I've been watching like a lot of anime this past couple months, and one of the things that my friend and I do sometimes just for fun is like we'll go and look at or listen to the dubbed voices instead of like the traditional Japanese voices with the subtitles. You listen to the English dub, and I know if you watch anime, I don't have to tell you this, like the majority of the dubs are fucking bad. But it would be like, it's a dream of mine to maybe be like a not cringy anime dub voice actor. Does that sound unattainable? I don't know. But anyways, that's more of like a longer term, like far-fetched sort of goal, but it's good to have goals. Outside of that, I mean, there's some stuff, I won't get into it too much here, some goals, aspirations, and things related to the adult channels in which I create content. But yeah, I'm feeling a bit more inspired lately. But unfortunately, I'm feeling also depressed. So, not too bad right now. If you're familiar with this, struggles of mental health, etc., then you're probably familiar with, at least if you struggled with depression, then I'm sure that you can relate to it coming sort of in waves. Yeah, today started off really bad. I'm not going to lie. And, but I honestly feel like making this video right now is kind of helping. So, as I said, I've been having a lot of this stuff that I've been wanting to say in some sort of format, and it feels kind of good to get it out there right now. So, things for the future. Voice acting. I'm expecting to do. I actually really want to do more comfort audios. I know that I specifically stated that this one is not it, but I do want to do more, and I think it's kind of like a valuable thing for me to put time into doing, rather than maybe some of the script fills. I do like that. Don't get me wrong. Like the entertainment aspect is a huge thing to me. Like I want to be a part of driving a narrative. I think that would like really give me some fuel for my soul, in terms of feeling like I'm a part of something. But yeah, like longer term voice acting stuff, just improvement. Really, comfort audios are super important. I think in terms of just like having stuff available for people that need it or want it, and that support me. And so moving forward, as much as I like and would wish that I could just do this for free, and I am, and I'm going to, don't get me wrong, I've been very nervous about combining aspects of monetization with aspects of like the things that I'm creating. It still feels super weird to me. I have done one commission. I had to kind of like come up with some terms and stuff like that, but it is something that I do intend to be better with moving forward, and also plan to be like available to do it. So just as like a kind of basis of a framework for how some of these things are going to go, like the things that I create and put out myself are likely things that I am interested in or want to do, or like want to put out there. But obviously the nature of the beast is such that I'm willing to say whatever you want me to say, for the right price. But that will be a talk for another time, as I'm setting some stuff up for like commissions, as well as just like general support. I've really like, it's a really weird thing for me because people would just be like, oh, you're working, like you're working, quote unquote. You should be, it's not a bad thing to want to try to like make money from your work or whatever, right? But I want to come at it the right way. I want to provide something of value for people. I don't want to just be like, oh, hey, give me your money, buy me stuff, whatever. Like in terms of like stuff, I'm not a very materialistic person. I don't really buy into a lot of the stuff. I mean, like I have a nice shirt on right now, but like my general flannels and stuff like I got from thrifting mostly. I'm just not like, so money and things like that aren't like a huge desire, aspiration thing for me. It's more of like a means to an end. I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like things will be changing anytime soon. We live in a, capitalist society, and things are going to take money. So at any rate, I want to provide some sort of value if I can, and provide some sort of like a service, but it's inspiring to me because this is something that I can actually have control of. My problem with a lot of jobs and things that I've had in the past is that there's only so much that I can do or put my soul into to reach the point where it's like, okay, well, I don't get paid enough for this, or I can't do much more of this. Like, this isn't my company. This isn't my business. These aren't like, I don't call the shots around here. This is just some place I come in and swipe in and do my job, right? So this is something where like I can actually impact my day to day. I can actually like create something of value. And when I interact with the people that consume my content or that want to support me, they're supporting like me. They're supporting what I create, not just like being the face of a company that exists behind me and I'm just, the frontline employee. Sorry, again. Tangents. Anyways, if you made it this far, you've got some patience. But I appreciate you being here. Like, from the bottom of my heart, anytime that I ever say thank you, anytime I ever write in a comment and say that I appreciate you, I mean it sincerely. I can't express enough how much it means to me to like open notifications or Reddit comments and see people like giving me their feedback, their support, their critique, etc. It's like very humbling, honestly. I've had people throughout my adult life constantly tell me like, hey, you have a nice voice, you sound like you should be on the radio, etc. But actually putting stuff out there and having people come back and talk to me and express that, you know, they put on my audios before they go to sleep, or that I actually like helped really comfort them in a moment where they needed it, or maybe they just thought it sounded hot or something. Like, it all means something to me. It's all impactful. Depression really gets in my way of sometimes being able to fully not appreciate it, because I do appreciate it. It probably hits me harder than most, but it gets in my way of like, I feel like I could be doing so much more. I feel like I could be doing so much more. But this is a small stepping stone in that direction. I mean, I've not uploaded here in a while, and this is something. So, yeah. Again, thank you for being here, listening to this God-forsaken tangent. I'm going to go, but I do really appreciate that you found me. Let's just go with that. There's a lot of different ways that you could have, but hey, I'm glad you did. So if you want to see what I'm up to moving forward, keep your eyes peeled here. You can follow the Twitter. I'm not going to promote the other one here yet, but it is like my not safe for work one is like, I don't know, 20 times the size of the one I initially created for this one or something. So yeah, it's weird. But yeah, at any rate, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be around. Don't hesitate to reach out. I'm going to be more active on YouTube. I want to go back. I read a lot of the comments of support on the other videos, but like I said, I was kind of gone. So yeah. See you in the next one. Just going to let the song play out. It is pretty peaceful.